Electric motor. Yes, we are talking about the DC motor. An electric motor is a device which converts the electrical energy into mechanical energy, and it is used in almost all the electrical appliances where rotating is one of the factor. And so this device works on the principle, that is, when a rectangular coil is placed in a magnetic field and current is passed through it, a force acts on the coil which rotates it continuously. Now, this electric motor, very common motor that we have seen is a DC motor, and we shall see how this DC motor or an electric motor works. Before looking into how this electric motor works, we shall look at the different parts of the electric motor. As you can see, an electric motor requires the current to flow through the coil, because of which the coil rotates. Now, here we are making use of a battery which is connected to the key, and in turn, they are connected to the carbon brush. The other side, when you see, it consists of two horseshoe magnets, one with the north pole, the other is the south pole, and in between the two horseshoe magnets is a rectangular coil called as the armature. This rectangular coil is connected to the axle through sorry is connected to the commutator or the split ring that is rotating with the axle that is within it. And so we shall see that because of the current that passes through the rectangular coil, and because it is in between the magnetic field of the horseshoe magnet, how this DC motor works. For that, consider the rectangular coil ABCD of insulated copper wire. The coil is placed between the two poles of the magnetic field such that the arm AB and CD are perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field. The ends of the coil are connected to the halves PQ, P and Q of a split ring. The inner sides of these halves are insulated and attached to an axle. The external conducting edges of P and Q touch the two conducting stationary brushes X and Y respectively. Current in the coil through the conducting brushes X and flows back to the battery through the brush Y. The force acting on the arm AB pushes it downwards, while the force acting on the arm CD pushes it upwards. The coil and the axle, mounted free to turn about an axis, rotate anti-clockwise. At half rotation, Q makes contact with the brush X and P with the brush Y. Therefore, the current in the coil gets reversed and flows along the path DCBA. The split ring acts as the commutator which reverses the direction of current and also reverses the direction of force that acts on the two arms AB and CD. Thus, the arm AB of the coil that was earlier pushed down is now pushed up, and the arm CD previously pushed up is now pushed down. Therefore, the coil and the axle rotate half a turn more in the same direction. The reversing of the current is repeated at each half rotation, giving rise to a continuous rotation of the coil and in turn the axle. This makes the complete rotation of the axle along with the armature. As you can see here, the commutator or the slip ring. They are sliding over the two carbon brushes that are connected to the current supply. Here you can see that the axle is placed between the split rings, and the split ring rotates by touching the brushes, carbon brushes that are there on the two sides of the split ring. And the split ring is half ring, as you can see here, and to the split ring is connected the rectangular coil which is rotating within the magnetic field. And this magnetic field and the coil, when they are perpendicular to each other, we get the maximum output. That is, the force is maximum when the magnetic field and the current flow are perpendicular to each other. This makes the electric motor to work effectively, and based on Fleming's left hand rule, this electric motor works. Finally, to use motors commercially, we use an electromagnet in place of permanent magnets. Large number of turns of conducting wires are used in the current carrying coil, and a soft iron core on which the coil is wound, also called as a armature, is used to enhance the power of motors.